In the 16 million Americans who served in World War II, only one man stood at the very peak of military honor, receiving more decorations than any other soldier. A small, poor, orphan boy, rejected for being too weak, yet he became an immortal legend on the battlefield. This is the story that begins with the cry of a Texas farm boy and ends with the thunder of gunfire at Holtzwihr, where one man stood alone against an entire German force. Audie Murphy was born in 1924 on a poor farm in Kingston, Texas. His family had 12 children. His father often abandoned the home for days, and his mother was constantly ill. Murphy grew up during the Great Depression, when America suffered deeply and millions lost their jobs. From the age of 6 or 7, Murphy had to pick cotton, harvest fruit, and chop wood just to earn a few coins. The tiny boy also used an old rifle to hunt rabbits and birds. Not for fun, but to keep his family alive. These hardships gave Murphy three things: deadly accuracy from hunting every day, incredible endurance, and the unbreakable toughness of a child who learned he could rely on no one but himself. Murphy's mother passed away when he was only 16. That loss was the hardest blow of his life. No home, no parents, no future. The only thing he had left was the dream of joining the military to change his destiny. But life wasn't that easy. Murphy was rejected again and again. Marine Corps. Underweight. Navy. Doesn't meet standards. Paratroopers. Too small. Imagine it. While young men across America rushed to enlist, while the nation desperately needed soldiers, one boy was turned away simply because his body was too small. But those rejections forged a version of Audie Murphy who would never give up. In 1942, the U.S. Army finally accepted Murphy, but the moment he entered the training camp, he was mocked for his size. Murphy said nothing. He simply trained harder than everyone else, shot more accurately, ran faster, endured more pain. His comrades said, "That kid never complained once." Murphy saw combat for the first time in Sicily in 1943. There he showed unusual bravery, always volunteering for reconnaissance, charging into ambushes, and moving ahead of the squad. Additional battlefield descriptions. In Sicily, the Rocky Mountains and enemy fire from higher ground made every step deadly. Murphy calmly led the scout team through the danger. In Italy, mud, rain, and constant shelling battered the troops. Yet Murphy was always the first to climb the high ground. In southern France, he fought in Operation Dragoon, liberating village after village from German control. His comrades said, "We had never seen anyone so small fight so fiercely." At Ramatuelle, Murphy alone crawled toward a German machine gun nest, threw grenades, and destroyed it. At Les Rouges, he rescued a wounded comrade under heavy fire. At Lomé, he led an attack that forced an entire German company to surrender. Many times in just seconds, Murphy made split-second decisions others wouldn't dare to make, charging forward, pulling a wounded man back, or rushing directly into gunfire. Audie Murphy seemed born to fight, but not because he enjoyed killing. He fought out of responsibility and for the man standing next to him. On January 26, 1945, in the Hearth Forest of eastern France, the cold was so brutal that blood froze within minutes. Murphy's company, about 40 men, was attacked by a German force many times larger: tanks, artillery, and infantry. When the enemy fire grew overwhelming, Murphy ordered his men to fall back to avoid being wiped out. Then, he stayed behind, alone. Murphy climbed onto a burning M10 tank destroyer, ready to explode at any moment. He grabbed the .50 caliber machine gun and mowed down wave after wave of approaching German soldiers. Bullets hissed past his ears. Dirt exploded around him. A shell burst nearby, wounding Murphy, but he refused to abandon his position. Holding the radio handset, he directed artillery fire directly onto the German advance. Smoke engulfed the entire forest, but on top of the burning vehicle stood the lone silhouette of one American soldier. That insane courage made the Germans believe they were facing an entire defensive company. But no, it was only one man. Eventually, the Germans retreated. Company B was saved. Murphy then returned to the line, and continued fighting until Holtzwihr was completely secured. Audie Murphy received Medal of Honor, Distinguished Service Cross, 2 Silver Stars, 2 Bronze Stars, 3 Purple Hearts, decorations from France and Belgium. In total, 33 medals, the most decorated American soldier of World War II. Even as a national hero, Murphy fought another battle: PTSD, nightmares, and emotional wounds that stayed with him for the rest of his life. He later went to Hollywood and starred in more than 40 films, including the famous To Hell and Back, which told his own story. In 1971, Audie Murphy died in a plane crash. His grave at Arlington is one of the most visited in the entire cemetery. He was small, thin, with nothing but sheer willpower. Yet that willpower turned him into the most decorated American soldier of World War II, a timeless legend of the United States. Please like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell to support the channel. Who should we cover next? Comment below.